love, the right, lack, love, the right, lack, loves the right spot. Welcome to the right spot. Hey.
Welcome to the right spot.
What's the right spot?
You know what it is. The right spot loves the right spot.
Yes. Welcome
Yes.
to Love's the Right Spot.
Welcome.
Episode number 4.
Episode number 4.
Yes.
Yes.
So we are happy to have you guys
Yes.
on tonight.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and
Yes.
share with your family and friends.
Yes, please subscribe to the YouTube.
Yes, do that.
We're almost there. We're
Almost.
almost at 100.
Come on with it.
Almost at 100.
That's all right.
Yeah. So
Yes.
tonight's episode, we're gonna be talking about in-laws,
In-laws.
family, and all of that good stuff.
Yes. Like, how do you co-mingle
Yeah.
once you take it to that level?
Yeah. So I think that's like a good subject and topic to talk about.
Definitely so.
You know, and I'm excited to dive into it tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I want to absolutely admonish you guys also to visit the website.
Yes.
We have pre-order link
Mm-hmm.
available.
Check out
So
the
that
link.
you can order the Love's TWS merchandise
Yes.
that we've been wearing in the previous episodes that have been designed by our son,
Yes.
Alonzo Jr. So we're excited about
Yes.
that,
Big up,
and
big up.
check that out.
Mm-hmm.
So
Come on with
on
it.
tonight,
On tonight.
I would say, meeting someone's family is like a big step, right?
Yeah.
That when you're dating the person and it starts to get serious,
Right.
and they're like, oh, I want you to come to my family barbecue. It may start out, with the public gathering,
yes.
larger spectrum,
Usually it's
or
like
whatever, usually. But then again, there's times where it's a serious thing and the person's like, hey, I'm head over heels. I really would love for you to meet my parents or my grandmother, my grandparents, aunt, uncle, whoever the special person is in their life.
Right.
And I don't know, it's not always about getting approval, but to have that whole sort of kind of, but to have that whole introduction piece and just meeting them or meeting the person, because it could be a single parent as well,
Right.
I think that's like a huge show of honor, respect, and then it also kind of puts a little bit more weight, I can say,
To the
maybe
relationship?
on the relationship.
Right. Because
So-
you have other people kind of to hold you accountable,
Right.
so to speak, in a certain way.
I guess. And then
I guess
also
it
it
was-
may also, to me, have the significant other or the person say, you're quote unquote good enough, or,
Right.
I want them to meet the love of my life,
Right.
or my new love, or the person that I've been spending all my time with, the
Right.
person that's making me smitten, the person, as to why maybe I'm not available at family functions now because,
Right.
this is the person.
This is the person.
This is the person.
But also, too, it's like when you're taking someone to meet the family, sometimes it's like people cringe for that reason. Either they're the person that's being brought or the person that's bringing, because sometimes, look, keep it real, your family could be crazy sometimes. And you looking at it like, okay, I don't want to scare the person off. I don't want them to think the wrong thing about this thing. We just was getting started. We just was getting good, about to take it to the new level. Now I got to introduce them.
Well, that is
family.
true. But that is true. But people,
Wait a minute.
But no, people know their families. So,
Well, no, the people do.
Yeah. So, but my thing is, you can kind of tell a person, hey, my aunt died. My uncle Sam
it's like that, right?
So and so and
Cousin Ray.
Right. All that good
All
stuff.
that good stuff.
You can kind of warn them about that.
Right.
But I will absolutely say it is something that needs to be done.
Of course.
You know,
Yeah.
especially if you are now in that serious dating relationship,
Right.
and possibly looking to take the relationship further.
Right.
Meeting the parents, meeting the whole family, to me is a very imperative thing. So, Alonzo, with that being said, let me ask you, how was it? When you first met my mom. And, you know, for those of you who don't know, my mom unfortunately passed away from colon rectal cancer back in 2011. She is definitely sorely missed. But she absolutely loved her son-in-law.
Yeah.
And they had a great relationship.
Right,
But I just want him to share, like, his first impression. How was it when he first met my mother? Like, you know, what did she, you know, say or do? And then, I just want to hear what you have to say about that.
I mean, Mom welcomed me, you know, and, you know, she felt me out a little bit. She was like, okay, who's this guy that, you know, my daughter is so infatuated with, talking about all the time. And when I finally got to meet her, I kind of, you know, I knew at that point where you got your, you know, your some of your mannerisms from, you know, so to speak, and how you related, you know, well to me, because I was like, I felt like I knew your mother before I met her. Oh, okay. That's how like kind of like our conversation was going, like back and forth. And she was like, okay, like I felt like she was saying like, all right, you know, I could see, you know, while my daughter's kind of, you know, into you like that. And, you know, she was definitely saying, well, you know, my daughter is a piece of work. So
wait,
I said,
hold on.
now,
wait,
mother? Wait a minute. Let me tell you that.
Stop the presses.
Wait, we're gonna stop for a minute, but I'm gonna keep it.
Stop
I'm gonna keep it 100.
You're trying to tell me my mother said that to you when you first met her?
First met her.
Wow.
I think hold on. I think she said that because she sensed that, okay, this young man is not regular. She was like, I think she felt like she had to be honest with me because maybe I would be sticking around for a little while. You know what I mean? So that's probably why she was like,
that, or maybe did you think that she thought something was wrong with you because you wanted to deal with me?
So she was trying to.
I don't know.
Maybe she was like, I just want to make sure that you are aware. I'm saying, I know now.
Wow.
You know, shadow of a doubt.
Wow.
But I didn't see nothing that she was saying because, of course, you know, when we, you know, lovey-dovey stages, you don't get to see the wholeness. Ooh, come on, wholeness.
That's not true.
Wait a minute.
I wholeness. No, we talked about bringing your whole self the last couple of episodes.
Let me stop pointing at you too. That's my. I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, but anyway, we talk about bringing your whole self, so that's not true because I believe that at that juncture, I had already showed you my full personality. Already. You have seen like me get upset or whatever whatever the case may be. Mad, you know, maybe dislike certain things. I don't know. I mean, I think I showed you all of those sides, but you meeting my mother initially when we first started dating, I think was imperative to do because she needed to know you know, who I was dating, you know, what type of gentleman you were, you know, a little bit of your background. I mean, I told her, you know, that you were a father, so she knew that, and I just think that for me as a female, when you bring someone to your family or when you introduce your significant other, your boyfriend, your new beau, whatever it is, to your family, it's like, you know, you want to say, hey, you know, this is him. Not necessarily for the family to size you up.
They're going to size you up regardless. Yeah. That's just a part of it. That's the part
of it. That wasn't my go-to. That wasn't my thing. All right. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I just really wanted her to know, you know, like who you were and that I was really taking this relationship seriously. Yeah. That's what it was. That's what it was. And I think at that point too, when you reach the stage of introducing them to your parents or those that like you hold dear in your family, that you both most likely are on or should be on the same page of kind of taking it to another level. And also I would say,
ask questions
Yes.
before this happens.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because it's like sometimes you may be too casual, and or you might be too uptight. Like when you meet them, so you want to find that balance to where the person said, "What am I walking into?" Or do you have a talkative family?
Right.
Should I get my conversation,
That's good.
skills up?
Yeah.
Should I? What do you guys kind of talk about a lot?
Right.
Things like that.
So that's
right.
that's funny that you said about that and thought about that because honestly, that's gonna lead me to my next question, but I didn't get there yet.
Okay. Cool.
So meeting someone's family definitely exposes you to their culture, their traditions, their backgrounds, and even per se how they were raised. So, I explained to Alonzo, my parents were married. They were married for 14 years. Unfortunately, they had got separated, divorced. Out of the marriage was me and my brother.
Right.
But my dad had children prior to actually marrying my mom.
Right.
With another, past marriage and relationship. So I had 2 older siblings, at the time. And, just that whole process. So even after him and my mom separated, he married someone else. And then I gained some step siblings and nieces and nephews and all of that good stuff. So I really come from a blended family, which would that'd be a whole nother show at another time.
Right, another show.
But I'm saying that to say that I explained to Alonzo that the marriage institution, the sacredness of marriage, the sacrament of marriage, as far as the church is concerned, was very much so a part of my family's lineage, my family's history, my family's tradition.
Right.
I have older cousins that we attended their weddings. We attended our aunts and uncles' weddings. We were in the weddings. So just the whole premise of marriage in general, I didn't get from Disney or any kind of fairy tales. It was just right before my eyes every day, daily. So watching relationships that have been in play for over 30, 20, 50, 40 years, it was, is a great thing to, to have and to look up to.
Yep.
So that's what I was explaining to you. So with that being said, I think, okay, so after you met my mom, I think I invited you to like Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, shit. Thanksgiving. Now, let me tell you something. Thanksgiving dinner, typically, Thanksgiving and Christmas are those big holidays where, you see these, Lifetime movies about, she's inviting someone in for Thanksgiving, or he's inviting someone in for Thanksgiving. So, so the whole, like, all the family was there for Thanksgiving, I think, when I first, when we had the Thanksgiving.
But then I did tell you, though, like, before you came, I was like, listen. My uncles, my cousins, they're in education. They have, degrees. They love to talk about sports, basketball, all of those things. I said, but they're gonna give you some questions. Sure. Like my family goes from sports to politics, from religion to fashion, to everything, to music, to entertainment, whatever. We talk about it all, okay? And that's from the little kids to the adults, right? So I kind of gave Alonzo that warning, just like to say, hey, a heads up. Like, but I felt like you were going to be comfortable. I felt like you were going to be yourself.
Right. Yeah.
And to me, I think you fit right in. Like you was good.
It was different, because I had to learn the whole, kind of custom of how your family kind of interacted with each other, and everything in that nature. But it was a learning process, but it was quick. Okay. It was quick. I did kind of.
But we didn't make you feel uncomfortable, though, right?
No.
Right.
You didn't
and
make me feel uncomfortable.
And everybody was respectable, right?
Everybody was respectable.
Right. So I would say that definitely is something that everyone kind of needs to take hold to and learn. Like you may not like, the whole family situation. You may not like a person's family, and you can't really get into it, say that you like them or per se, or dislike them, not from the first view or just being around them for a couple of different experiences or gatherings. But I would say, just try to remain open-minded and be respectable.
Right.
You know, everyone was not raised the same way. They weren't
Right.
groomed the same way.
Was not.
And people come from different, you know, circumstances and different backgrounds. So
Right.
I would say, you know, you definitely need to
Mm-hmm.
not put how you were raised on how someone else was raised, or
Mm-hmm. And and a lot of time I think for a lot of you, when you're going through this process, like you're more or less trying to learn the person, right? So you might ask certain questions, or you might fill out their reactions, or even after the meeting with the family, you go back to the family and say, "Hey, what do you guys think?"
Right.
You know what I mean? And how much stake do you put in what your family thinks over what you already built with the person?
Right.
You know, I think that's a challenge.
Yeah, well, I will definitely say that after my family met you, you know, my aunts and them called, and everybody was like, you know, all right, you know, he's nice, he's a little skinny, you know.
A little thin. Yo, I was like this. My waist was like.
That was a whole nother side.
Hold on, my waist was like 33.
You see what love,
come on, 33 waist.
You see what love would do for you.
I don't even know about the 33 waist life.
Anyway, he was slim.
One day.
He was slim. I was slimmer too. But anyway, we were slimmer at the time, like, you know. But I just feel like, you know, they were. It was like always like a recount, like, you know, okay, saying like, you know, he's a nice young man. He's
nice
making you
man.
Smile. He's making you happy. All of that good stuff. And I was like, yeah, you know, it's a good thing. And I think that you also saw like how women in my family, or just in general, how we serve our husbands, how we love family gatherings, and everyone is like has their respective places, so I think that was something that you kind of really liked, you know, and gleaned from, and you know, eventually, as time went on, you know, they just fully embrace you, and just kind of like treat you like a guest anymore. It was like, all right, Al, you know.
Yeah, I'm here now. You know.
So, and I would say that that's a good thing. I think, like I said, my aunts and uncles really, really loved you. My mom and you had great relationships to the point where she even kind of taught you how to cook some things.
Yep.
As
taught me how to chef it up.
Came over and been a
Definitely.
part of things, or she would ask you to do certain things like running errands and all of that. And I think that that's like a trust building process.
Right.
You know, the family, the mother, the father, you know, really just kind of, you know, horn it in. And I would say that doesn't necessarily have to happen quickly.
Right.
But for us, everything really did just kind of happen so smoothly and fast tracked.
Right.
So that was that. And then the next thing you know, it was like Christmas, and you were proposing at my uncle/godfather's house.
Yeah.
You know, so and I know that you had asked for permission for that. So how did that whole process go?
Well, that was interesting, because I tried to think about, okay, I had the ring, right?
Oh, okay.
And I was thinking about, when can I present it, right? Like what's going on? So for me, I said, you know, when would be a great time when all families around, or, you know, people are off and they can able just come and witness it, because that's just make it more special, right? Okay. So I said, well, no, Christmas is like, oh my God, Christmas, that's it. So, you know, I called your godfather, you know, and was like, listen, I would like to do it on Christmas Day, because that's where the family is on Christmas Day.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know you had a conversation.
Yeah. What don't you think I'm just gonna pop out of the ring and like people?
Okay.
Come on.
Something new.
No, listen. So I call and go on. Well, I said, listen, I'm gonna propose to Shanel. Would love to do it at your house. And he was like, wow, I would be honored for you to do it at the house. You know what I mean? Because he went in. He talked about, you know, Dad. He talked about, you know, your late father.
Yeah, my late father.
And said that he would be, you know, just so happy to have you do it like that, you know, because he chose me to be Shanel's godfather, and to do it here, it just makes sense. So I was just like, I was in the right vein. I was like, good.
Listen, I didn't even know, but the day was just absolutely special. It was absolutely beautiful.
Right.
And my godfather eventually did give me away, you know, at our actual wedding ceremony.
Right.
But he definitely has always been there, you know, as a part of my life. So I would say for those of you who don't really have parents or your parents have passed on and you have godparents, you have that special uncle, you have that special aunt,
right.
You know, to have them be included, you
right.
know what I'm saying, in your love,
right.
in the relationship, in the whole process, because
right.
family is absolutely important absolutely important.
But,
you want their full support,
right.
you want their total support, and sometimes you'll get it.
You'll
Most of the time you will get it, especially if you are presenting the person in the best light, right? And the best quality, right?
Yeah. But I got a funny story though about that time.
Okay.
All right, hit that thing. So now, when it was time to, you know, make the proposal, right? It was all about how I was going to do it, and it was like, okay, let me see how I'm gonna set it up, basically. And so I started like, you know, ting-tinging on the glass, you know, in the house, ting-tinging. And so Shanel's like, why are you hitting my aunt and uncle glasses like that?
Well, okay, so it was like, okay, so I knew
I'm not even tearing it up. I'm like ting ting.
It was
ting,
crazy because like
ting.
no wait, because things were going on, and I was just like, wait a minute, like, you know. Okay, we normally eat with China. My aunt does put out China. Shout out to Aunt Judy, my uncle's wife.
Yes.
But she puts out China, but we usually serve from it, not necessarily eat from it because we come from a large family.
Right.
So sometimes we use, you know, paper plates or whatever, but the actual like older man, like my uncle and different things like that, would eat off of China.
They would eat off the China.
Because Al was a guest, still, you know, he was just my boyfriend or whatever. He was coming over. Oh, here, give him, you know, serve the man on the plate. Okay, ladies, serve the man on the plate, right? So you had plate, you had glass, and all of that good stuff there. But I just didn't even, but it did dawn on me when he started clinking on my aunt's glasses. So
You asked me why was I cleaning on the
Right, that's what I mean.
You didn't know what was going on.
But that's what I'm talking about. I was upset. Like, you're embarrassing me. Like, why are you clicking?
Like
you took his fork and click. I was like, what is good? Sir, I'm not replacing.
What are you doing? Now, mind you, I was waiting for my mother to come, and at the time, that was the cue.
Yes.
When I heard the bell ring, and I was like, all right, she's downstairs. Because I know because my mother wasn't necessarily invited, so to speak. So I know if she saw my mother come through, the door would be like, oh, what are you doing here?
Oh, right.
So that's why I did it before that.
Okay,
So on her way coming up the steps,
That
come
was
on.
That was good. That was good.
On her way coming up the steps, I'm ting-tinging, right? So boom. So once I did that, I said, you know, and she did the whole, why you doing that? I said, I have an announcement to make. Right. So then got up, you know what I'm saying? Grabbed the hand. Once I got up, grabbed the hand, she knew it was on.
Yes.
It was on.
And tears were flowing and all that good stuff. I was like, oh my God, you're embarrassing me.
Right. And I had a poem.
Yes, you did.
Come on.
Yes, you did.
I got down on one knee in the house.
Yes.
With a poem.
A poem that you wrote.
And it was nice.
It was heartfelt.
Heartfelt poem.
I still have the poem to this day.
Heartfelt poem.
Yes, it was
and it was special.
It was special. So that was the process with that, and I think that, like I said, the journey of you and meeting my family, embracing my family, my family embracing you, is an important one. It's an important one for all you guys to kind of have going on.
Yeah.
And I don't care what nobody tells you. When you marry someone, you definitely are marrying them and their family. Okay,
and their family.
Everything that is attached to the person you are marrying. There is no level of separation. It is absolutely a family affair. I don't care. I don't care what no one says.
Yes,
no one says.
It is a family affair.
And it is different levels to it, but I would definitely say family is a part of your marriage world, because even in our counseling, which we only had like one counseling session,
we did
with our pastor at the time, but I would say that he told us that when you're getting married to a person,
it's like two foreign countries coming together.
They
each have their own customs. and laws.
Yes.
And basically, at this
Yes.
particular point in time, when y'all meeting as one, it's about learning how to be diplomatic.
Diplomatic,
right?
Yep.
You got to use
Yep.
diplomacy.
Yes. Yep. So
how would you not want to be disrespectful in another territory, so to speak, because of their certain ways and actions? So you learn.
Right.
It's just you learning in person, and they're learning your ways and customs too.
Two become one.
Two become one.
Two become one,
Right.
and it's like you're becoming, a nation. That's basically it. You're building a whole tribe,
A new nation.
Right?
Yes,
So
come on with it.
that's what marriage does for you, and that's what happens. So
That's
listen,
what
guys,
happens.
stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
To our cooperative economics.
Cooperative economics.
Spotlight for the month of July, BMR.
BMR, what it do?
Please go to her website.
Yeah, it's beautifully made
Yes.
RO. That's
Yes.
RO.com.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Now, Shanel, got a question for you.
Oh boy.
So we talking about meeting in-laws and things of that nature.
Right.
For my sisters out there, what's your observation in regards to timing, like in the relationship, when they should, take it to that next level? If they are taking it to the next level, when should they introduce?
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's different circumstances for everyone. For me, I can say it was different. Me bringing you to meet my mom, because I actually still live with my mom at the time.
Right,
so
okay.
I would say that that was a little different for me. I know nowadays, people are living on their own,
right,
and they have their own apartments and different things like that. So they may still not be at home with their parents,
right.
So that may, require a different circumstance. I don't know. You would have to be the judge personally in your own relationship. That it, you would know, where it's going, how it's going, and the person, your mate, actually, or your significant other or love, may mention it. They may
Like
say
they want to take it there.
Hey,
Okay.
when are you going to introduce me to your family, or when are you going to introduce me to your brother and your sister? I mean, you definitely don't want to ever make someone feel like you're hiding them.
Right, because I was going to say that if I'm in a relationship and just thinking about it, and it's like going on a couple months,
Right.
and you hear the person speak about their family,
Right.
but it never comes up like,
Right.
yeah, I want you to come and meet so and so.
Right.
That's kind of suspect to
Yes.
me. I don't know.
Because I know that I met your family early as well.
Right.
And I believe that the first time I met them was at like a gathering that you
Yeah,
guys called a family meeting.
Family meeting.
And it was at a cousin's of yours house. It was a
Cousin's
backyard.
house.
Yep,
Yeah.
backyard.
Yeah, backyard area.
Area at the time. And everyone was very nice to me. And then come to find out, I went to school with like some of your cousins.
Right. That was
so
funny. Like grammar school. So they was like, wait a minute.
Right.
Chanel? Right.
So that was funny.
Yeah.
You know, to know that, but I had a good rapport with them, so it wasn't,
So that was, thankfully you did have a good relationship back then. So that was good.
because I mean that could be a little bit challenging as well.
Oh, I know her from I know him from what's the name? Baby, whatever.
Oh no, I know you're not messing with them.
Yeah, at least I hope. Yeah, we didn't have that. Thankfully, like we didn't have
no,
that.
we did not.
You know what I mean?
We did not have that, but we did have that from people that knew us.
Right. Oh, you mean like from high school?
Right, because we did go to the same high school,
now,
but
wait.
we didn't even know each other.
So we went to the same high school.
Right.
at the same time.
Right.
And we didn't know each other in high school.
Right. We didn't.
We didn't. So, like, what I do is I sum that up and say, like, listen, everything happened for a reason,
exactly.
Right? If we would have knew each other then, we probably wouldn't be together now.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was like, all right, you just putting something on hold for me.
Yeah, that's it.
Right?
That's
how I look at it.
But I will say that I did cherish the moment of meeting your parents, you know, fully for the first time. Like, I think I met your mom on a bus.
Wait a minute.
Initially.
Public transportation.
Right, public transportation. And it was just by happenstance. Like, you know, that was that.
That wasn't it was like off the, it was not planned.
That was just
so happened she got on.
Right. So, but, and that was okay. Like, your mom was very nice to me at first.
But you was like, oh my God. I can't believe this is your mom right now.
We're
not doing this. I'm not ready.
My mother-in-law, for everyone that knows her or don't know her, which we'll have her on the show eventually, but she looks young. So I was like, oh, is this your mother? Right. I was like, what is this? So, right. But anyway, meeting your actual parents, God bless, the dad, my late father-in-law, he just really, like, cherished me from day one. Like, he was just very warm and receptive.
Right.
And believe it or not, ladies, he grilled me, okay?
Come on.
So it was like, hey, you know, so you're dating my son. And it looks like you guys are really, really serious.
Really serious.
And, you know, my son's a great father, and he does this, that, and the third, you know, like, are you gonna be, like, intentional with my son? Like, you're not trying to play games, you're not trying to hurt him. Like, this was my dad. This is my future father-in-law saying it to me.
That's interesting.
It was very interesting.
Yes.
And I wasn't offended, but I did understand where he was coming from. And I knew that just kind of like maybe from your background, just maybe being hurt a couple of times, you know, by women. But I just think that it was just, you know, nice of him to kind of still...
That was a nice thing, Don.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was. So whatever. And then, your mom at the time was like, really? Like, this, you're asking this girl that... so whatever. Right. And I think they wanted to know, like, was I older? Because I sounded like it or whatever, a little bit more mature or different things like that. I don't know, like what my experience was and what my background, you know, but your parents were Jehovah's Witness at the time as well.
Come on.
So that was that was a little bit different too. So anyway.
But no, no, because now we got a connection on that level because a large portion of your family is also Jehovah's Witness.
Yes, that is correct.
Right, so that was, and then my cousin.
Yes.
Married
my cousin.
Your cousin.
Right.
I was like, wait a minute, that's so and so.
Right.
Don't you know?
Right.
Small world.
So it is a small world. I would say we're gonna get into our 3 points for tonight.
Come on, 3 points.
And this is in regards to, like I said, meeting someone's family.
Yes. And we got them outlined right here.
And just, you know, sharing your family with your significant other, vice versa.
Right.
So I would say
point number one.
Yes, point number one would be try to present your mate or significant other, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, you're seriously dating.
Right.
Try to present them well. Right?
Yeah,
try to present them respectfully, in a respectful manner.
Right.
And the only thing I can always think about and I laugh about is the Cosby episode when Vanessa, you know, was dating Dabness. Y'all remember that, right?
Now, come on, Cosby. Come on.
He was the maintenance man or whatever.
Right.
But, you know, she popped up. She was already engaged. The ring was little. And, you know, it was just a lot going on. But they didn't know nothing about Dabness, okay? She was dating Dabness for a couple of months. And they had no clue, okay?
No clue. Who is
and I remember Bill Cosby giving the analogy about the steak, saying, hey, you know, hey, Dabness, you know, me and Claire, you know, we like, listen, we love everybody and we try to give everybody a fair chance, right? But the way that our daughter brought you up in here was like a steak that was served on a garbage can. Huh? Come on, guys. So
that's
y'all gotta go back and watch that episode. But anyway, I'm saying that to say that you don't want to do that. If this is a person that you've been dating for a while, they've been in your life for a good little while, you definitely want to introduce them to your family present them to your family in a
Right.
respectable manner. Okay,
And kind of
and kind of prep them.
no, yes, I was gonna say, because what that is really entailing is that you would want to let them know at least as much as you can.
Yes.
What they're really signing up for.
Yeah.
In lack of a better term.
Yeah.
So that way they're not walking in blindly.
Right.
To this whole family gathering.
Right. So,
and
like,
not knowing nothing.
right.
Like, wait.
Yeah,
what's
exactly.
going on
So
with it?
even little simple customs and traditions. For
Right.
instance, here in our home, we don't allow anyone to come in with shoes.
Right.
So
Right.
my thing is, you would need to tell your spouse, hey, my parents don't
Wear
allow
clean socks.
Yeah, no, make sure your feet smell good. Like,
Wait a minute. Right.
you know what I'm saying?
You had no corn chips on the first meeting.
You don't want that, okay?
No.
So, or, not wearing a hat indoors. Or different things like that.
Right.
Which, I mean, those are, traditional things. But nowadays, people, kind of...
Tend to not like really think about it, right?
do
Right.
about that. So,
all right.
Or...
Go ahead.
Coming in with a bottle of wine, when you're invited to an actual formal dinner.
Right.
But if the family doesn't drink,
then
you want to bring a non-alcoholic wine or, an apple cider or something else, a fruit basket or whatever, something, to present yourself well. That's all. And I think that you should prep your
like
person.
if you know like somebody that the house you're going to likes a specific thing,
yes,
then wow. You know what?
Yes.
Bring this.
Because you want to make a great first impression.
Yeah.
Yes.
First impression.
Yes. So let's go to point number 2.
Point number 2. Lastly, on that point number 1, though, you can't make a first impression more than once. Right. So that one you want to get right.
Yes.
Okay. Point number 2.
Yes.
All right. We're dealing with observe the interactions.
Yes.
Okay. So when you are introducing someone to your family or you're there and someone's introducing you to their family,
right.
like you would like the person who's introducing you to re-observe it.
Yes.
To be alert. Yeah. Because you want to make sure that, your partner isn't feeling uncomfortable.
Right.
Right? Like putting in a compromised situation.
Right. So
monitor, like, wait, you might need to swoop in. You might need to swoop in and be like, wait a minute, let me pull you off a minute.
You don't want your auntie May to be sizing your boo up in the corner and he feel like
you gotta come rescue him.
You just left him.
Rescue me, please.
He just left him. She asking him all the questions.
All these things.
What's your social security number? What's your date of birth? You ever been to jail?
You live in a project.
Right.
I'm like, wait a minute, where we going?
So not the first time. Give
right.
the family, if you plan for your love, for your mate to stick around,
yes.
they will get time
they
to
will,
know
they will
them.
get time to get to know them.
And some things are shareable up front and some things are not. So hey.
Go with it. So that's gonna bring us to our third and last point for the night, right? This is what I would say, especially for the brothers, but for the sisters too. Be yourself.
Absolutely.
Be yourself. Because let me tell you something. You got to live up to whatever you talk about yourself on the first meeting, right? You ain't trying to tell people that you got a gold helicopter with platinum propellers.
No false expectations.
Listen, be yourself because, listen, trying to be somebody who you not, you got to live up to that pressure.
Absolutely. And don't lie. That's one thing. Definitely present yourself very integral with great character, all of that good stuff.
Right.
And like Alonzo said, you don't want to fake the funk. Okay. So if you're not a CEO of Fortune 500 company, but you are the dude that works in the mailroom, or you the sister that
you the best one there.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? And don't fake the funk. Now, if the person lied, then that's a whole nother show.
Now this goes back to point number 1. You gotta prep me. What did you tell these people about me? Because I gotta back it up.
Exactly. So you don't want to do that, and you don't want to put that much pressure on your mates. Please don't do that. For them to live up to your family's expectations already. Okay, and this is just the first time they're meeting.
Come on with it. Come on with it. 3 points.
Yes.
Let's go.
So we hope that you guys absolutely enjoyed this episode on tonight, episode 4. And again, it's a family affair. It's just something that, the family, your family, you married the family. You married the person.
Come on.
When you become engaged, you're in the process
for better or for worse.
That's right. You're in the process of combining The
The two is one.
Yes, the two is one.
That's what
Two
you wanna do.
countries
Yes,
coming together.
Different customs and cultures.
Yes, absolutely.
Learning each other.
Absolutely. So listen, you
Diplomacy.
guys, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Hit the subscribe button. Listen,
Please do
share
that.
this too with your
Yes.
friends and family.
Yes.
And we have a major announcement actually
Yes.
for next week.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Love's TWS
Yes.
will be live.
Live.
Come on, live. Come on,
On
live.
Wednesday, right?
On Wednesday. And we
And-
want y'all to give us some feedback on how the live go.
Yes.
Because that might be something we do.
And also, too, I think we're going to be doing, it's going to be like a live Q&A.
Live Q&A.
Yeah, so
Get your
that's
questions
something,
ready.
Yep, something to look forward to
Yep.
as
Yes.
well is the website. We actually have a shopping cart that is set up. It's
Yes.
available for you to place your pre-orders
Pre-orders.
for Love's TWS, merchandise.
Yes.
So please head over to www.lovestws.com
Yes.
and place your pre-orders. We have
Go
the
right now.
2 or 3 t-shirts, I think, that are available
Yes.
for designs, and we're looking to upload many, many, many more.
Yeah, so we
Okay.
would love for you to just venture over to lovestws.com and make those pre-orders today.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
And just to add, there will not be a lyrical lesson this week. We
Yeah,
want to tease you
unfortunately.
and keep you in anticipation for next week on our live show. All right, so be ready for the lyrical lesson at that time. But we want to thank you all for sharing this time with us this evening. We really appreciate you and love the support that you are giving to us. We really, really do.
Yes.
Okay.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
And you have now reached
The right spot. Be encouraged to be great. Peace and love. Stay tuned.
Love, the right, laugh,